Hello YouTube, and welcome to MLB Trade Rumors North. I'm the voice of Toronto. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about Roy Halladay. His name has resurfaced again. People and places talking about where he could have been, offers that were given to the Jays for him. It's kind of a little tired and run out. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on it quickly. I want to put this one to rest. Roy Halladay, he's been around since 97. That was his rookie year. Didn't really start pitching though for the Jays until 97. From 97 till about 2001, Roy Halladay had a combination of about 25-30 games pitched. Give or take about 500 percentile level in those win-loss ratio. Didn't really start until 2002, 2003, where he was actually pitching quite often in the rotation for the Jays. In 2003, I believe, he had 22 wins, which was, the head of the class, first place in the American League as far as pitching goes. Since then, he's known as the robotic arm. The guy's pitching on average 8 to 9 innings a game. But how far does that go when your team's not producing on the board? The guy's a stud, what can I say? JP and a lot of people in MLB consider him to be the best pitcher in MLB, and has been that way for the last 4 to 5 years, and for another 4 to 5 years to come. You just don't see guys eating up those innings like Roy Halladay. In saying so, let's take a look at where the Jays have finished, what his real worth is to a team that's sitting under 500 quite a bit, and has been that way for the last couple years at least. One player I don't think does it all, but I think you need to be smart with what you're getting for them, what you're doing as a GM to try to get players to come to your team, or at least to entertain some trades. Now, as most of us know, JP had given a window of when he wanted Roy Halladay to be traded by, if at all. The talks were premature. I don't think it was very good for the clubhouse. Don't think it was good for Roy. And ended up getting absolutely nothing for the Jays in return. So, teams like New York, Boston, the Angels, LA, all had offers out for Roy, and they were giving up solid players and youth too, which is what I think the Jays need right now. They're definitely in another rebuilding phase. JP said that he would have a contender while he was at the reins. Just didn't happen. As we know, BJ Ryan, he had to let go because the guy stinks. He was pretty good for his 2 years here, and then after that, he, it got to the point where the Jays were just giving him innings to eat when they were either way up or way down, just to get the guy in there. A lot of the players aren't producing, a lot of them are gone, a lot of them nobody really cares about. We'll see in the next 2 years what's going to happen to a lot of these players. I think they're going to go. Toronto, I think they should have made a move if they could have. Don't know why they didn't. I know JP was asking for a lot. Roy is worth, a lot, but I don't know how much exactly. In saying so, I think we're going to have the case where the guy's going to pretty much walk away for next to nothing. I don't know if I'm going to see Roy Halladay in a Jays uniform next year. This summer, maybe he will get traded, and I hate to say it at this point because, I'm a huge Jays fan and everything, but I hope he does get traded. The guy pitched really well the first half of this season. The second half, not so great. Or at least his stats say in the win-loss column. He was up there, a contender for Cy Young. I don't think that's a possibility anymore. Maybe people say that sometimes when you have a lot of conversation going on about a player in the clubhouse, it's not good for the clubhouse, and you need to clean the way. I think this is that case. Roy Halladay is a leader, no doubt, but how can you be as a player, knowing that you're going to be on the block, that you might not be around? People are always talking about you being traded, etc. So, I really hope the Jays decide to trade Roy Halladay and get a pretty nice package for him. Don't be too greedy, or else the same thing's going to happen as what just happened now. They're going to walk away with nothing except for some headaches. So I want to really put this to rest. The Red Sox had a good offer out for the Jays, and I think the Phillies did too. Just got a little greedy. You can't get everything you want, and I think it would have solved a lot of problems. At least if the Jays had traded to Philly, he would have been out of their division. Probably wouldn't see them that much. In saying so, I think that JP was also asking for a little bit more from teams in the American League because he knew that his teams would have to face Roy. But then you got to think about it too. If the Yankees or Boston were to pick up Halladay, how many times would Halladay face the Jays in a season? Maybe four or five times tops. To me, 4 losses really isn't going to do a hell of a lot. As we know, the Yankees and Boston have a high payroll, always been up there in the rankings, and I think for the last 3-4 years now, both of them have finished first or second, or third, give or take. So I hope the Jays this off season, or at least early in next year, do trade Halladay. I hate to say it, guys, but I really hope they do. And they move on, get some young players that are going to develop. Nothing happens overnight. You need to have a mixture of older players and younger players. But I think right now it's smart for the Jays to go a little bit young. Don't expect too much from the fan base. Fan base don't expect too much from the Jays. And that's my thoughts.